Every hot girl I call with Birmingham, Manchester, London, Bristol.
First and foremost, free the whole world, boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation, to another episode of the Vybz Kartel Show. Today, we will be breaking down the brand new song, Our Girl, to the patois, illiterate, and I just hope in this song he is not talking about my girl. So without further ado, Teacha, please begin.
Hey boy, you feel mind your wanna business. Me ya fuck the girl, don't shut you too wicked. Where you run gone by your phone for wrong digit. You a call the man, me call a cab, she's in.
Adi the Innocent begins the first verse by telling this man that is bothering his woman, he says, hey boy, you need to mind your own business. And then he says, yes, he is having relations with your girlfriend, but do not talk about it. Don't tell your friends. Keep that to yourself. Don't you have any pride, sir? And he says, you are just a wicked man for running around chatting like a woman. And then he says, why are you going to run to your phone? Who are you calling? You are dialing the wrong number. And then he says, you are calling the man. Maybe he's calling his friends. Maybe he's calling the police to rat out the world boss. No one knows. He is a very jealous man. They are supposed to be sharing this woman. It is not this man's property. It is both of their property. And then he says, while you're calling the person that you're trying to hold, she is jumping in a cab and going to visit the world boss as we speak. So your efforts are futile, sir. Just leave it alone.
It a not straight a hotel forget the force like physics. Anyway me day I coulda jail she a busy. Waterford, Gregory Park, fuck a bag a girl, Gaza no ramp.
One Dawn stated in the previous line that this man was trying to get a hold of her, but she was already in the cab going to visit the world boss. And then he says, she is going straight to his hotel room to get the force like physics. And I am not too educated in physics, but I do know that force is a mathematical equation. So she is going to get the force. She is going to get that Star Wars force right inside of her poom poom. And then he says, even if the world boss was in jail, was in prison, she would come to see him rather than stay with her own man, because world boss is that powerful. And then he shouts out, Waterford, which is the Gaza capital of the world, Block 5, Waterford. And he also shouts out Gregory Park, and he says, they have sex with many girls. That is what they are known for. They are fully Gaza, and Gaza is known for getting women of the highest caliber. And then he says, we don't romp with it. We don't play around. We are always for the ladies. It is a wonderful verse, and with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus.
I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal.
This rhythm gives me a slight Indian influence, like a Punjabi beat, and I love it. So big up the producer for this beat. And the chorus is very simple, but it is very powerful. World Boss is letting this unfortunate man know that your woman is actually not your woman, it is our woman, because World Boss is getting her vagina. It is not only your vagina, it is a shared vagina. It is kind of like a rental space. It is not your own home. And he repeats it, and he tells the man, stop watching this girl like a criminal, like a stalker, like a man who is plotting to rob someone. stop watching her. Let her do her own thing. If there's a great saying, it says, if you love something, let it go, and if it comes back to you, it is truly yours. So my advice to this man is try to do that. Stop being so jealous, because jealousy is a female trait, and maybe the woman will come back to you, but I highly doubt that, because she is with the king of dancehall.
In a Mercedes, Lisa, put up on a pillar, make the fuck more teaser. Teacher invest in the teacher. Rita get the guineas and the peanut, get the oats.
Our great Gaza leader begins the second verse by letting us know that he is in his most favorite vehicle. He is in the Mercedes, and then he says Lisa. And Lisa Mercedes is a Jamaican artist. I believe she's out of Britain, but she was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and she is an artist. So he is making a double entendre using her name. And then he says he's going to put this woman that he is with, that also has another man, he's going to put her upon a pillar to make the fornication easier. So that means when you put a woman against something, so she cannot run away from the penis, because there is nowhere to go, so it is going to make the sex easier. And then he says the teacher invests in the teacher, and then he says Rita, and I'm just going to take a guess, I'm going to take a shot at it, but I believe the teacher is investing in himself, just like Rita Marley invests in the Marley family, meaning that the teacher is investing in his children, just like Rita is investing after Bob's untimely death. She invested in all her children, and look at the entire conglomerate that her children have made. They are just giant legends, all off of their father's name. And then he says, get the Guinness, get the peanuts, and get the oats. Also, I believe you have to put in some Suppler-Gen, but if you get those ingredients, World Boss explained to us in the famous song, he said that is how you get a baby. It is almost guaranteed that you will have some pickney if you make that special formula.
Put a smile on my baby mother face, Tanisha. Anyway she see me, she a ball out teacher. World boss, farmer, a teacher. I'm the girl, they my feature.
The dancehall hero then says, this has to be my favorite line in the song. He says that he is still putting a smile on his baby mother's face. That is Tanisha. So just listen to the To Tanisha album. It is a worldwide classic, and I guarantee that album put a smile on Tanisha's face. But he is saying that, and he says, anywhere that she sees me, she's still bawling out, she's still screaming out, Teacha. So she still wants the man, even though he is going with other women at this point. That is a very braggadocio statement, and one that I could not say for my own baby mother. And then he says, World Boss, Palmer, Adidja. His name, for those who don't know, is Adidja Palmer, and he is the world boss. And then he says he is the gal's feature. And I take that to mean that most men, when you walk with a woman, she is your feature. She is the arm candy. She is your trophy wife. She is what you're showing off. But most women, if they had World Boss on their side, he is their feature. They are going to say, look who I landed, look who I got. I got the greatest artist of all time in Jamaica. So that is just a wonderful line. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus once again.
I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal.
I would like to take this brief moment to just tell Gaza Nation how upset I am at the long wait that we have for this appeal outcome. I've had the show for almost 3 years, and the appeal started about 7 or 8 months after I started this show, and it is still ongoing today, and I am frankly sick of it. I just want to know where we stand, because he has an entire nation waiting, just as much as he and his co-defendants are waiting. We are all waiting on this outcome, and I've never seen such a travesty in my life. This is the longest appeal, I think, that I've ever watched in my entire life, and it is just killing me. We all know that the teacher is innocent, and they are holding him, and I have no clue why. They are holding him either to make money off of him, I do not know, but he needs to be back on the road, bringing in tourism for Jamaica, having the biggest concerts in the world, and reunited with his family.
Watching satellite, watching male groupie. Stop watching boom boom, watch a movie. You're gonna get your bun, you don't notice when you find out you are.
The boss of all bosses begins the third and final verse by telling us to watch a satellite and watch out for male groupies. You have to watch out for these male groupies. They are frankly disgusting. You should never be a male groupie. A fan, I believe, is quite different from a groupie. And then he says, stop watching this woman's poom poom. Stop watching her vagina. Instead, go relax at home and watch a movie, because right now she is out with the world boss. So don't have her on your mind, because she is not yours. And then he says, when his woman, well, their woman, when their woman gave this man the burn, he didn't notice. And then when when she was being rude to him, when she started cheating on him, he didn't even know. That's how dunce he is. And then when he finds out, then when he finds out this has happened in more than one World Boss song, and one day if I ever meet World Boss, I'm going to ask him. There's always a pause or a line where he doesn't finish it, and if anybody knows the reason why, I'd love to know what he was about to say in that line, but we will. It's what we call a cliffhanger. We won't know, and hopefully one day we will.
She give your dream to remember. Otis, double shot, red rum, reverse, drop it. She got the fortress, you got the coolness. Remember, feel look bad girl at your own risk.
The dance hall king then says that this woman is going to give him dreams to remember, because she will only be a dream to him. And then he says Otis, and this is one of my favorite lines. Otis Redding is one of my favorite artists, and he has a song called Dreams to Remember. I shall sing you just a little bit of it. I've got dreams to remember. I hope you do enjoy my rendition. That is such a wonderful line that I know some of you might not have heard it, so please go listen to Otis Redding, Dreams to Remember. And then he says, double shot, red rum reversed. And red rum in reverse spells out murder. For those of you who don't know, red rum backwards is murder. And then he says, a joke this. So he's just joking around, playing with words, just showing that he is really the king. No one else could ever write like him. And then he says that this woman, she goes to the fortress. She goes to World Boss's mansion at night, and you, meaning the other man, he goes in the coldness. He is just alone, lonely, in the cold, sobbing, probably crying, with no woman to keep him warm. And then he says, remember, if you look for the bad girl, it is at your own risk. So if you go out that night because you are so lonely and try to find this woman, that is at your own risk. And I suggest you just stay home and wait till it's your turn once again. And with that last line, we have reached the end of another Vybz Kartel masterpiece. as always, thank you, Gaza Nation, for tuning in, and please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss an episode. I will not take up any more of your time, so until we meet again, it is Gaza, me say, forever.
I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal. I know your girl, she a our girl. Stop watch the girl like criminal.